Good morning, everybody. This is the Saturday of the Academy, Danielle Luar, and we start. Last week, we start with Pam, our series of 10 oil, and we're going to talk about it every Saturday with the benefit, the beauty aspect, my experience, her experience, and we're going to talk about those wonderful oil, but just one per week. So, which is good. You don't get mixed up having a lot of oil in the same interview. And we have great experience because she's from NASA and Bahama. I'm from Canada. We have both different way to see essential oil. And let me introduce you the wonderful Pamela Gomez of All Natural Aromatherapy. I will put
Hello,
the link in. Hello. Hello.
hello everyone.
Yeah. I'm
That's
so
my
glad to
love
have you
symbol.
again. It's every Saturday now. I hope everybody has. It's usually at 9 o'clock. We are pretty much on the time. The time zone is the same thing. So let's introduce yourself for people who don't know about you. Which I'm really happy to find you. Like a couple of months ago, we start linking together, and now we inseparable.
Yes, we are. Well, my name is Pam Gomez. I'm the owner and founder of O Natural Aromatherapy. It's a online business, and I started it out of the love for essential oils. I was looking for natural remedies to help my mother who had stomach cancer, and it evolved into a business for me. I do consultations. I'm the author of the book Top 10 Essential Oils for Health and Wellness.
Yeah,
And yes,
that's
and I
exactly
also,
why we connect, and every day, every week, we're gonna talk about one oil, and after at the end, we're gonna give the link on Amazon where people can get your book, your wonderful book. It's an easy way to go through the most. I mean, for beginners, I guess is a very good book. Do you
yes, it
think?
is. It's an introduction to essential oils, and
Okay.
it tells the story. The first book tells the story of how I got started. So I did say first book because there's a second edition coming that will be much more detailed. I'll go into some of the chemistry and some of the more details about the oils and possibly more recipes to help persons with anxiety, pain, and a number of other ailments.
So, which is your favorite field? Because my favorite field is the beauty aspect and the emotion aspect. But I guess when we write a book, it's always a field that we like the most, and we are more comfortable with this aspect.
Definitely. This is more geared toward health and wellness. And in that regard, I've also created a journal to go with this health and wellness book because I feel we need to document our ailments. And, sometimes we have a pain and you want to take note of it, or you want to make note of a recipe that you used and it worked for you. So I'm accompanying this book with a journal so they can write their
Yeah. Show the
ailment
inside.
down.
Show the inside. It's very important because that's I wrote for a book, and I find the idea very very good. Because I guess you
Oh,
think at the same time, and they can write inside.
yes. So the book in the beginning, it's divided into chapters, of course, three. The little pink squares
Okay.
started as Instagram posts. And what I did was on each post, I took the oil and stated what the benefits were. So if you look at my Instagram page, you'll
Okay.
find these posts there and it'll tell you the oil. For instance, bergamot, it says reduces nervous tension, eliminates scars and acne marks, lowers body temperature, reduces the fever, improves blood circulation. So that's the tidbit, that's the little bit of information I share on my Instagram page. And then I give a personal story about that oil, something that happened to me. So I
Okay.
share that. And
Okay.
then also at the back, I gave a small journal so they
Mm-hmm.
can put some notes here, but that was not sufficient for some students. Some students wanted an actual journal so that they can journal. And I created the same type of book, same type of cover, but it's now the journal. It has lined pages and it also has a tip at the top of every page. It also has the properties and the Latin name for
Mm-hmm.
each essential oil,
So,
as
so,
well as the English name.
so I guess the experience of each person that read your book, they're gonna write it down, and
Yes.
they can share it on your on your website, on your Facebook, because you're really active. Is on Instagram? Are you? Do you have Pam Gomez on Instagram? Because that will be good
No,
for me.
on Instagram, we're Au Natural Aromatherapy.
Okay, so you can go. I'm putting the link many times during the interview. So let's go through the to the root of the of the today question. And really, really, you told me just before the interview which one you're going to talk about it, and I'm really happy because I
Love
love
bergamot.
you know, I can't wait to hear your experience because I have wonderful experience with the bergamot, and it's funny. It's not the oil that a lot of people use, and is the smell is orange citrus. It's from Italy. It's very uncommon. You cannot find this fruit to eat like orange or citrus and all those things. But bergamot is a wonderful, wonderful oil, and it's couple a lot of stuff you can do about it. And what is your experience with bergamot?
Well,
What I
for me, bergamot was used on two occasions for one was pain, because I'm always looking for a pain reliever that's natural. And the other one was to clear up the skin.
okay, yeah, this I
So
know, but the pain I didn't know because I never experienced this one for the pain. Experience for anxiety or probably pain was cause the anxiety was causing the pain. Maybe that's a good
I
way.
don't know, but I used it in a pain blend and it also worked.
Okay,
So,
let's talk about this recipe at the end. Keep that in mind.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so what did you do with the bergamot?
Um, for one thing, I'm gonna put this out there. You don't use bergamot in the sun because it's one of those phototoxic oils. So for me, I used bergamot to uplift my mood when I was dealing with the pain,
Yeah, okay.
right? So it wasn't actually the pain um, medication,
Yeah.
but it was in the blend. So it helped with the anxiety and the mood. It uplifts my mood because when you have pain, you're not at your best. You're
No,
like a
no.
little depressed and
Mhm.
a little anxious, and so I applied it with other oils, and it worked for me. I noticed that my anxiety and my nervousness, and I wasn't so depressed while dealing with my ailment at the time.
Mhm.
So for me, bergamot helped me to get through that period a lot faster and without the stress and anxiety.
Did you know that there's a bergamot without bergatin? That's bergamot is not photosensitivity. It's the only one you can buy it this way. You just ask without. In French, I know the name, but most of the company now they sell this kind of bergamot, so you can use it during the day. Because I know people who had this experience with bergamot. They went to just for a massage with bergamot with the woman at the spa, and after that they went to the sun because they were at the spa, and they were, you know what that does to your the skin, but I guess people don't know, so they came with brown spot all over the body because that's what that does. All the citrus, why the photosensibility, the right name, they
Yes,
attract the sun on their skin to grow. So that's why it does the same thing to us. It doesn't make us grow, get bigger, but it does give some spot, like brown spot. So all the citrus does that. But this one, this is the only one you can ask many of the company without bergatin, and that's does the job, because I use it a lot in acne problem, and especially teenager who have acne and anxiety. It's wonderful in a gel, aloe gel, and all those things. So did you have other experience? Yeah, I'm going to talk about my experience with the bergamot. Did you have other experience with the bergamot?
No, it's not something that's common here in the Bahamas.
No, it's hard to get.
I have to import it, yes. So it's available on my website and in my Amazon store, so persons can get it there.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you my experience with bergamot, and that was in the beginning when I started doing aromatherapy. I was not even doing aromatherapy, and it starts with uh, anxiety problem, because I was between two wonderful jobs that I love, and I was kind of destroyed inside because I was doing my makeup artist in a TV show and all those things, and creating all those nice character and everything. And I was starting to like natural medicine at the same time. That was 30 years ago, and
Wow.
I was destroyed inside by doing both. When I was going to do my makeup artistry, I started having anxiety attack. Anxiety attack is almost like a heart attack. Did you ever have that?
Yes, I did. And I can
And
tell you about that experience. It's not nice.
yeah, anxiety attack. A lot of people have that, and the mistaking it like for a heart attack, but anxiety attack. So when I read about the bergamot, and I didn't believe in essential oil too much, but I started reading about this oil. I don't know why it came through my road, because that's the way it is all the time with me. So that was the first one that came to my road, and they were saying, well, you just take a drop and you smell it.
Oh, you broke up, Danielle. Hope it comes back. You froze. There you
Back.
go.
So I start smelling, the it's like a dry inhalation. Did you
Yes,
do that? See,
yes.
this is one of the best thing when the anxiety can't come. You take a drop, and you smell it. I smell it like 5 times, and the anxiety from from one light to the other light is like 2 3 minutes. I was away, and I say, "Oh my God!" It's like something happening, and I kept doing it for a month, and during that month my life changed, and I didn't have no anxiety. So I was able to cope with, and I started writing my first book with that experience, with the
Wow.
bergamot. And the bergamot is always my favorite, and I use it. You see, I find the one without the perfume. So I use it in the cream. I use it for especially people who have acne problem. Did you use it for people who have acne? Did
I
you ever
haven't
try?
had that experience as
Yeah.
yet. Um, I don't know if I shared with you, but my actual hands-on experience is very um, limited to family and friends.
Okay.
So I haven't actually had that practice as yet to go in out there with the public as
Hmm.
much as I would like to, because I just got my certification in September, but I'm
Yeah.
so ready to take on everything, take
But
it on.
you will, it's because if you, I like to start with skincare. And what is good about the skincare is you can help a lot of people, even with the emotion, even with the physical aspect. So what I do, and I see um, wonderful thing happen is because the bergamot is so powerful, you can just use it in a gel, aloe gel. You must have that
Yes,
in the Bama
yes, we do.
because people have oily skin. Oh, I like the jojoba oil. The jojoba
Yes,
oil is wonderful because it's not greasy, it's the wax. So you
yes,
put bergamot and something else that's really wonderful, like rosewood, geranium, or something smelly like flower. And you people apply that day and night. Um, I can give a recipe, and you can give like a recipe that you did for something else at the end, so people can have it and keep watching it. And that's one to have in a beginner kit. That's for sure. And
definitely. It's one of my top 10, as you can tell, and I would recommend it being included as part of anyone's top 10 kit.
yeah, for sure.
There are so many benefits and uses for bergamot, and we've only just touched the top. I
Yeah.
mean, I know for a fact bergamot is an ester, and esters are also known to be like a sedative,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also anti-inflammatory. It's one of those oils. It's ranked up there with lavender and clary sage,
Mm-hmm.
and it, it it is just a wonderful, wonderful oil that I would recommend. It's also an anti-spasmodic. You know, when persons are having
Mm-hmm.
spasms, so it fights against that as well.
So yeah, that's for sure. That's the bergamot. I was thinking about a recipe for pain for a woman who have cramp during their menstruation. They
Mhm.
can use bergamot and clary sage, and
Yes.
rub it below. Or you know what? I have a trick. I use a couple drop in the belly button, and
Oh,
when my
really?
menstrual, yeah, and the bergamot, I use it in the solar plexus, and as a perfume also. I love it. I put it like right under. This is a spot right under here, right
Mhm.
in the little corner for people who do anxiety at the really high level, because it's a part of the brain that's attracting the essential oil for the emotional aspect. So you just take a drop of pure oil and you just go under the base. You know the base in the back, and you
Of your
just
neck?
rub it
Yes.
there a couple times a week, not a week, a day. And when you do an attack or something like that, that's a wonderful wonderful thing. So you can skincare, you get perfume with that. You can for the pain relief. That's a good idea because what happens is usually you use oil that's really not smelling very good when you use
Yes.
it. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, and you can add essential oil because it's such a wonderful smell. Are you using it every day?
No, I'm not. I'm not using it every day. I would recommend, though, one of my recommendations to persons is always consult an aromatherapist when you're using these oils, because some of the oils I will not recommend putting directly on the skin because of how it is absorbed directly into the bloodstream.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. But what I
But
find with the air, the place is more secure, like under the feet, and air. And especially you only put one drop,
yes,
and if you take the one with no sensibility attracting the sun. So because the our scalp is very strong, so for anxiety and all the things. But you can make a roll on with
yes,
bergamot and jojoba oil and other
yes.
non oil.
Now that I would support 100% because you're using a base oil with the essential oil, but I will not recommend to anyone using it directly on the skin or on kids below the age of 2 or the elderly person. I
Yeah.
always give that warning. Um, these oils are wonderful, but you have to use them under the guidance of an aromatherapist or a clinical aromatherapist, a practitioner, someone who knows the oils.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I wouldn't just buy
Which
them off the street.
which is good when you use in a diffuser. In a diffuser,
Yes,
It's a very good way. The bergamot is, if you have at the office anxiety and you don't feel good, all the orange are very good for that.
Or even depressing. If you're feeling depressed or just low, your mood is low,
Yeah.
putting it in a diffuser in a room is very uplifting. All of the fruity, by the way, bergamot has a fruity scent, and all of the fruity scents seem to uplift the body.
Yeah.
And I also give a warning that if you're going to be using some of those fruity scents, don't think because, oh, it's a fruit, it smells good. When you use those oils, sometimes if you put more than the prescribed number of drops, you'd find that you're overdosing, your eyes get runny,
Mm-hmm.
you just start to have a reaction and you wonder what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the oils that you're using in the room is
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. Do you have those diffuser where you put water and you add a
Yes.
couple of drops? That's the best because you have water. And what I do, I because I have hydrosol. Hydrosol is a wonderful way, but they don't have hydrosol for the citrus. But they do have, let's say, hydrosol of lavender instead of water. And
What I will do, Danielle,
yeah,
I'll put the link below this video of a couple diffusers that I highly recommend.
yeah,
And I have a selection of both ceramic and electric. The
mm-hmm,
most beautiful one I just got, and I got it off Amazon, it's
mm-hmm,
actually goes with Bluetooth. So it connects to your phone, it connects to your Bluetooth. So you can play music while your diffuser is going from your phone. So I
mm-hmm. I
love this
love those.
diffuser. I don't have
I love those. I'm looking for. It's one. The small one is very good because you can put that. I use that all the time with my computer and my car and everything. And bergamot is always most of the time. But the bergamot is in my mix because I love the smell and it's really changing my mood rapidly. And that's
yes.
if we have one oil for this week to give to people because people are changing a lot now. They are, especially it's going to be the new moon next week, and when it's full moon, and I connect those. I'm connecting to those things. We have problem or with the hormone and with the body,
Yes.
and we are more just to smell couple of drop with the inhalation inside the and one drop is going directly to the brain and right beside the smelling spot is the remember spot, the memory spot. So if you have a good memory of citrus, you're gonna calm you, and more you use it, more you calming yourself.
I'll share a joke with you. Here in the Bahamas, among my friends, when you don't remember something, we usually say, you need ginkgo biloba, right? But I've changed that. You need a diffuser with bergamot.
That's it. And bergamot and rosemary are really good
Oh
together.
my God. Rosemary is one that we're saving, right? That's another favorite of mine. It's one of the top 10, and I do speak about it in the book. So, persons who want that um, tidbit about rosemary, they got to tone in because I've gotten reactions from rosemary that are out of this world. I've had persons walk into a room and say, "What is that? Wow!"
Yeah.
The reactions are wonderful.
Did you try bergamot and rosemary together in the diffuser?
I have not, but now that we're talking about it, I
It's like
certainly will.
heaven. It's beautiful. It's paradise. It's like the citrus and the leaf together. And if you put, you can mix half and half in your diffuser. Let's say you put 10 or 15 drops. Half and half is a good. You can start in a small bottle and smell it and see what you like. If you like a little bit more of citrus, you put more citrus, less bergamot, less rosemary. But this is a good way to begin just by using uh, two oil, mixing together and do a, how you call that in English, synergy, a mixing
A
oil,
synergy. Yes.
synergy. I do
Mhm.
that a lot. And you have this. beautiful smell all the time. So to finish, let's give a recipe. You give a recipe, and I give a recipe. You give
Um,
one, but just by let's go with anxiety.
I do not have an anxiety recipe ready, but I will say
Okay,
that if they were to incorporate bergamot, that they should bear in mind if you're feeling, pay attention to your mood, and
okay,
know that if you're feeling anxious or anxiety, I would put a dab, just a drop behind each ear, and give it a little whiff. Just smell it, okay? But again, I wouldn't recommend putting more than a drop on any part of the body because it should be blended with a base oil.
but
Danny,
yeah.
before you go, I just want to share a little love with all those who popped in. I noticed that we had Gilbert and we had Jacqueline. I'm
Just
saying her
saying.
name, Carrier.
Okay,
She's waving at us, so we're gonna say hi to her.
okay.
Gilbert shared our video over on the group, so I want to say good morning to everybody in the group. I
Yeah,
never
me
can
too.
pronounce
So
that name.
we're gonna have every week. We're gonna be here. We're gonna share recipe. We're gonna share our experience, and we're gonna go through your 10 oil. And after that, we find other subject because we passionate. And I heard that you're looking to come over here and visit the Quebec. And if we want to welcome you and visit all the essential oil because bergamot is one of the best one to use it with black spruce. Black spruce.
Wow.
The
Yes,
black
and
spruce.
I got a gift. I got a gift from Gilbert actually. He
Uh,
sent me some Canadian essential oils, but I
oh,
gotta tell him it's not arrived at my location yet, but it's at my freight forwarder. I need to collect it, and then
okay.
maybe next week I could do a opening, a unboxing.
The package soon after that you're gonna receive from me too. So I'm gonna create recipe probably with essential oil. But just to say very, very fast, because I will talk one day. I guess you can interview me and talk about essential oil from Quebec. But the black spruce is a very good one to support the adrenaline gland. So the adrenaline
Mm,
gland, I do the mix a lot, a lot, a lot. I use, let's say, in the 30 ml of base oil. I love jojoba or cocoa oil or whatever. It's wonderful. I can mix both of them, and I use 10 drop, like 5 drop of black spruce and 5 drop of bergamot, and a touch of maybe something else if I feel like hemlock or whatever. And
yeah.
I rub my adrenaline gland in the middle of the back 2 times a day, and it's wonderful. I use that on my celebrity in cinema because they need a kick up, and sometimes they
Yes.
came and because that was a great experience with the actor and under the feet and they smell it and they go on the set and they are up to the whatever they have to do, and it's very fast both of them. So when you receive your oil you can do this mix and talk about that on the show because it's
Okay.
very easy and the smell is wonderful because sometimes the black spruce is kind of really woody and
Yes.
not too many people who like it, and the bergamot mixed with that is wonderful. So
Okay. I must try some of those blends. And I gotta tell you, I am looking at the end of August now for my trip. And I'm also looking at a couple other things as far as Canada is concerned. So you'll be hearing from me pretty soon. And I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of work together in the future. But I can't wait to visit some of those distilleries in
mhm.
Canada. I'm
Yeah, I'm
putting it out
gonna
there in the atmosphere. We always say, oh, I can't do it now because it's not in the budget and I don't have the ticket and the tickets are too expensive. I'm trying to bypass all of those excuses and make my way on that plane to
But
Canada.
the thing is, you have a good reason to come because you have a house with me. You're welcome here, and
Thank
after
you.
that, I know everybody, so you can you can do a road trip and film at the same time and do interview live, and that would
Wow,
be a great,
that
great
would be a
project.
great experience.
Because what I think we have a TV project, so a filming project and a TV project together, and I'm sure gonna do not just the
That
Quebec,
would be wonderful to visit a distiller and record the visit
of
for
course,
future broadcast. Oh my gosh, you're just making it mandatory now that I come to Canada. I
of
need to start.
course, and I have
Um,
all the equipment, and we're gonna go after in Madagascar, Corsica, Andean.
I need to do a pledge card so persons can help me get there by pledging a contribution to my trip for, PayPal.o natural aroma, and maybe I'll get there faster.
So they, we can talk to on with the Gilbert to do something because we're gonna be filming a lot of those people, and the project I have with you is to make known the entire world, the Canadian oil, and that's a good project we can do together. And I see it, I really see it. So I have no problem. I have no problem. So I let you go and.
Take care and love to everybody and all of the aromatherapy and essential oil lovers. Love to you too.
Thank you for sharing your experience, and we'll talk to you next week. I'm getting a lot better with the Be Live, so I'm gonna announce it, and I'm gonna have this podcast uh,
Yes,
live. It's the time, but we can do it. You can see it more and many time after. So have a great day, a wonderful day with essential oil, and probably today you're gonna be wearing a bergamot for your.
I should. I really should.
I will.
We're
I will.
celebrating here. We're celebrating the Bahamas independence on the 10th. But all
Oh,
week we've been wearing gold and black or um, aquamarine, which are the colors of our flag. Just like you had Canada Day a week or so ago, we're
yeah.
celebrating Bahamas' 45th independence. So happy independence,
Yeah,
Bahamas.
I should create a synergy for this, and so people can wear it and smell good.
Yeah, with bergamot. Yeah,
Very much. Okay. Have a
yeah.
great day. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God. Is it off?
Um, mm, Not yet.